As you know, we are in the midst of a lot of activity related to the streetcar. Myself, along with the team you see behind me, are here to provide you information and answer any questions that you might have. We also will explain the mainline construction process that will begin in January and tell you about the opportunities for the public to learn about this project, as well as some of the efforts that we are undertaking to support our businesses in the area. First, I want to highlight two major projects that have recently concluded, are on track to be completed on schedule. In late November, we successfully completed the reconstruction of the Harney Street Bridge. I'm sure some of you were there when we declared it the new holiday the day before Thanksgiving. Now is Harney Street Bridge opening day. But we were able to do that. This is a valuable link between several major Omaha residential and business and entertainment district areas in our city. As someone who frequently travels on Harney, I understand the frustrations people have felt during the construction. I join our community's relief now knowing that the bridge is open. Second, the utility construction that has been occurring in the west portion of the corridor, west of Turner Boulevard, into the Blackstone area is on track to be completed by the end of 2025, so the end of this year. This work was necessary to relocate and replace aging underground infrastructure, and by doing this work now, we limit the disruption to the streetcar in the future. Other developments in the area will have utility projects on the street. Getting this construction done is key for the residents of the area as well. By finishing this work earlier than scheduled, it will not only keep the streetcar running, it will mean fewer construction hassles in the future. Utility work in the East Corridor will continue. More on that later. We also are announcing a business support / passport program. Now let's talk about the businesses that are the heart of our community. We know many small local businesses have been affected by the streetcar construction. Nothing I say today can ease the impact on their bottom line and ongoing frustrations our business owners and customers have experienced during this process. I can assure you we are listening. We are learning, and we are continually exploring ways to help drive customers to our urban core businesses. We've made some changes in the construction schedule, including delaying the construction and closing of the Farnham Street Bridge to ensure that small businesses can make the best of the holiday season and that they will be accessible to customers that would want to frequent them. Our recent Ollie the Trolley Corridor event brought many visitors to the Future Line for a positive, fun experience, and many stopped for coffee, hot chocolate, and shopping. Another creative idea our team has come up with will debut tomorrow. I'm excited to announce the launch of the Future Riders Passport program, a printed passport aimed to encourage residents to visit some 50-plus participating small businesses along the corridor and earn the chance to win prizes with each visit. Starting tomorrow and continuing through March 31st, the public is encouraged to pick up a passport from a participating business and collect stickers each time they visit a participating business in the urban core. Businesses along the corridor of the future streetcar have enthusiastically supported and embraced the passport program, and we hope Omahans will as well. When it rolls out tomorrow, we will share a new website where folks can learn more. Now I'd like to bring up Bob Stubbe, the Director of City Public Works, to talk about the mainline construction. Bob.
Thank you, Mayor. So the next major phase of the streetcar project would be mainline construction. And mainline construction is going to be, it's a construction project, but it's going to be a little bit less disruptive than what we've been dealing with the utility projects. Obviously, the main line is really kind of limited to the streets themselves, get them ready for installation of the rails. It'll be linear because it'll be installed in essentially the traffic lane It won't have to worry about crossing at angles. It won't have to worry about deep excavations and things like that. Generally speaking, the mainline construction will be installed in about 2,000 feet sections, so a few blocks long at a time. I'll talk a little bit more about the process after we get started here. But one lane of traffic will be open to the public for traveling, and we'll also maintain on-street parking. The utility work happening in the east portion, which would be the utilities east package, is a major project for replacing water mains, addressing the aging sewers, dealing with OPPD and putting in some of their infrastructure. It extends from 8th Street all the way to 28th Street. It will continue through 26 into early 2027 before we complete that particular section. There's a lot of work going on. If you look out the window, you can see a lot of work going on Harney Street, Farnham Street. So there's no question there's a lot of construction activity that's taking place. Obviously, as the mayor indicated, drivers can become somewhat frustrated, when they come into the downtown area, because the contractors that we have working in the downtown area are progressing on schedule. And so there might be daily disruptions that occur because of the activity that's ongoing. The actual construction of the streetcar, including track installation, roadway improvements, stops, overhead electrical, underground electrical, will begin early this year, January 2026, and will extend into 2027-28. Unlike utility projects, this work will, as I mentioned, will progress linearly along a lane of traffic, and there will be a number of phases that will be part of that track construction. So one, the specialized crews that will be utilized will come in and do the demo of the existing street. A civil crew will come in afterwards. Obviously, with any structure, you want to have a solid base, and so they will make sure that the base, before the track slab goes on, is improved. There will be drainage improvements, and there will also be conduit installed. During the time that work is ongoing, there will be a specialized crew that will be welding the rails together. They will be welded up in 360-foot sections, and then they will be transported to the site, where another crew will actually then install the rails. There will be gauge ties to make sure the rails are at the proper separation. There will be a mat of steel that will be installed, and then there will be actually concrete that will be poured in place. And then the final step would be essentially finishing up the street, getting it ready for roadway improvements, and also the striping that goes along. The next slide, slide 7, essentially is kind of making sure that we keep the community informed with regard to what's going on. I think the city has done a pretty good job of trying to make sure that there's a lot of information that goes out there. Sometimes it's information overload, but obviously we've tried to make sure that the public is made aware as far as what's going on. So you can see kind of these dashboards that we've installed. Major utilities work, gas line installation work. Next one, mainline work. And then kind of that dashboard information is also available on omahastreetcar.org. I looked at it again today. It's a great wealth of information for the public. Mayor also indicated the work that was taking place with regard to the bridges. These bridges are owned by the Nebraska Department of Transportation. They date back to the 60s. They were identified to be replaced by the DOT over a span of the next few years. They previously had identified a couple bridges to the south of Farnham and Harney. We talked to them because of the streetcar project. We were able to accelerate that work, and so we are a partner with the DOT to replace that bridge. Obviously, you've seen the bridge that's been replaced. In my opinion, it's a great looking bridge in comparison to what was installed there previously. You can just take a look at Harney Bridge versus Farnham Bridge. You can see the major difference. Turner Project. That's another utility project that is a major utility project. It has a 48-inch water main that MUD has that is, I think, over 100 years old. Turner project will replace that particular section of main with a new water main. There's also a deep sewer and there's multiple sewers that come into that particular section of Turner and Farnham. So there'll be a major junction box that will be installed to make sure all of those existing sanitary sewers come into that location. So that particular intersection of Turner and Farnham will be closed after the first of the year, probably for about 4 months. Let's see. That's it, Mayor?
We've communicated a lot of information today, and we want to ensure that public is informed and has the ability to get the information they need and their questions answered. The public and the media are encouraged to join us at an open house tomorrow, December 11th, from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the Durham Museum. City of Omaha staff, members of the construction team, and other streetcar partners will be available to share information, answer any questions. There is no formal presentation tomorrow. There is no registration, but it is an opportunity for people to be able to stop by and get their questions answered. Public Works staff will also be hosting office hours that will take place starting Wednesday, January 14th from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Alyssa Smith and Brandon Clark will be available weekly on Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. at a small business on the corridor, beginning with Homegrown Kitchen at 3555 Farnham Street. These office hours will be promoted both in the weekly construction update email and on social media. Park in the city's Blackstone parking garage to attend those meetings, and then that's between 38th and Farnham and Harney to attend the office hours. Now we'll be happy to take any questions that you have.
So for the passports, how many businesses are on it? And does it include people outside of Blackstone, like people in the quarters, like Zen Coffee and things of that nature?
It's 50 plus businesses.
Yeah. It's just over 50 businesses that have signed up all along the corridor, all the way from Capitol Loop all the way up into the Blackstone neighborhoods.
And the public could pick those up at...
Yep, we have some here. If you guys want to take them with you, you can pick them up at City Hall on the 6th floor or any of the participating businesses. All participating businesses should have a big kind of bluish green poster in their front windows so you'll know what businesses. And then on the streetcar.org site, there's a map that includes all the businesses as well.
Will businesses be able to start participating if they aren't already?
Yeah, if they have for some reason not been able to sign up, they still can. That information will also be on our website. I can provide you that URL as well, but they can sign up through the duration of, and this current one will go through the end of March.
You mentioned keeping the Farnham Street Bridge open through the holiday season. How important is it to continue to support the small businesses along the line throughout the construction?
I think it's critically important, and that was one of the decisions I made recently to keep that bridge open. OPPD and some of our other partners had actually finished their work early, and there was a thought about closing that bridge now so that we could continue. But I believe we can leave that open, help our small businesses, and then still be able to keep the streetcar on time and on budget.
On time's kind of lead into my next one. I just wanted to make sure, no delays because of the bridge. Was there any workarounds you guys had to do?
There's no delays. It just means that everybody had to keep the schedule that we originally had. So it didn't really change anything in terms of workarounds or anything of that nature. Yes.
So the passport sounds a little similar to the state's tourism passport program. Is that kind of a homage or is that the model?
Well, I don't know that it's necessarily meant to be associated with that, but it's the name that was come up just because we want to actually do something to encourage people to frequent the small businesses and give them an opportunity to have a program they could participate in order to help drum up business for them.
What have you heard from those businesses that wanted to participate in the passport program? What are they seeing kind of with all the delays and everything?
For the most part, businesses have seemed really excited about the passport program. It's obviously free for the businesses to participate. It's free for anyone that wants to pick up a passport and participate. And the prizes you can win go from like a coffee date package all the way to a staycation package. So I think people are excited that the prizes seem pretty good. So hopefully a lot of people will participate.
So this is the businesses coming up with the prizes. Is there going to be any other sort of financial support from the city to these businesses, like grants?
No, one of the things I've said previously is that we have discussed that within the city, and we don't believe that we can do that legally based on the interpretation of our city attorney.
For whoever's best, to what extent does winter impact the rate at which you're able to do construction, and especially how dry it is, or if
So our contractors, obviously anticipated the winter weather as they bid these projects. The projects are phased in a way we anticipate that we should be able to continue work at a pace and stay on the schedule that was originally outlined.
Yes.
I guess if you had to rate, some things have been fixed, the Harney Bridge for one, but is this gonna be more or less good or bad now, starting the start of the year than we've had so far, I guess, as far as disruptions and construction?
What we believe is that it will have less impact once we get that sewer work done at Turner Boulevard, because we will then be able to keep lanes of traffic open instead of closing entire streets.
Maybe Mike, you can add to that a little bit, just about the impacts for the year. What to expect.
Yep. So 2026 downtown here in the urban core, you're going to have both the utilities and the main line going. If you're asking whether or not the main line traffic is going to be better overall, we would anticipate that since that's a linear system as it gets installed, it would be less disruptive.
That's to the west, basically.
So there's going to be two headings that'll start. There's going to be one basically at Farnham at Turner going westbound, and then there'll be a second heading shortly following after that. It'll start at 10th and Capitol here on the east loop.
Is there admission to get into the Durham tomorrow? Because I've been asked that a few times.
No, there's not. So the open public meeting tomorrow is at the Durham from 5:30 to 7:30. Everyone is welcome to come. There's no admission. You can park in the Durham lot, and there's also no charge for parking or anything, so everyone should be able to come. Obviously learn everything about the streetcar. All the construction teams will be there. Also the Christmas tree and decorations are up, so snag a picture too while you are there.
Give them an idea of what they can encounter.
Yeah, so we'll have these, you guys can take these with you too. We'll have 5 different stations. All of these different stations will have various different members of our streetcar and construction teams. A welcome station, a construction station with roll plots and all of that cool information. Just kind of an overview of the operations and what that will look like once it's here. More information about the passports and those items. Yeah, so come learn all the things tomorrow.
All right, thanks everybody. So that's it.
Thank you.